Hi, I'm Libby. If you want to learn the Pokemon trading card game, in this series of videos I'm going to break it all down for you and tell you everything you need to know. This video is all about setting up a game and a bit of an overview of the game in general, but if you're looking for something specific, go and check the links below. Each player needs to have their own deck, and these decks need to be evenly matched for you to have the most fun. If you already have two pre-constructed decks of the same tier, then you're in the right place. This could be the Battle Academy, a couple of V Battle decks, or two theme decks. Check out my video on the different decks that are available. There's a link in the description below. But those three sets that I just mentioned would be the ones that I would recommend for beginners. Right, setting up a game. At the start of a game, you flip a coin and the winner decides whether they're going to go first or second. The reason the winner gets a choice is because the player that goes first has a couple of limitations to their turn, but we'll get into that a bit later on. Each player then draws 7 cards from the top of their deck. From those 7 cards, the player needs to choose a basic Pokemon to be their active Pokemon. Players can then put additional basic Pokemon onto their bench, and there is a maximum number of 5. If a player did not pull a basic Pokemon, they need to reshuffle their hand into their deck and then draw 7 more cards. This continues until the player finds a basic Pokemon that can become their active Pokemon. The other player then gets to draw 1 additional card for every mulligan it took to find a basic Pokemon. Once both players have active Pokemon and any additional benched Pokemon, both players can draw their 6 prize cards and place them down on the left. You get to pick these up when you knock out your opponent's Pokemon. Then finally, if there are any mulligan cards to be taken, they can be drawn now. But this is a choice, you don't have to take any additional cards. Playing the game. At the start of your turn, you must draw a card. And then there are a number of things that you can choose to do. You may attach an energy to one of your Pokemon, and this charges it up so that it can attack. Some moves require a specific energy type to use. You can also fill any spaces on your bench with basic Pokemon, evolve any Pokemon that have been out for at least 1 whole turn, play item cards from your hand, as many as you like, but only 1 supporter card. You can retreat to the bench, use abilities, and attack with your active Pokemon. Only your active Pokemon can attack, and attacking ends your turn. Right, so let's break it all down now and play this game through. It's my turn. Let's attach an energy to one of my Pokemon, and you can only attach 1 energy per turn. As I said earlier, there are limitations to having the first turn or taking the first turn. You cannot use supporter cards, and you may not attack, but you can use abilities. Abilities are great because they don't count as your attack, and they usually don't end your turn after you've used them. Let's use Crobat's ability that lets me draw until I have 6 cards in my hand. So we've attached an energy. I can't evolve any of my Pokemon because this is the first turn and they have to be out for 1 whole turn before you can evolve them. And because I'm going first, I can't use any supporter cards and I can't attack. So now I'm going to end my turn. My opponent draws a card to start their turn and they're playing an item card. It's a Quick Ball. A Quick Ball lets you search your deck for a basic Pokemon, but you have to discard a card to use it. Then they play a switch card that lets them swap their active Pokemon with one of their benched Pokemon. And this is another item card. Remember, you can use as many of those as you like. Attach an energy and use their attack. Some attacks have additional effects. This one allows them to attach an energy from their discard pile onto one of their benched Pokemon. Note that this is an attack, so this ends their turn, even though it didn't cause any damage. And so now it would be our turn again. And that is pretty much the basics. Each time you knock out one of your opponent's Pokemon, you take prize cards as a reward. Normally, Pokemon are worth 1 prize card each, but there are some exceptions to this rule, like V and V-Stars, which are worth 2, and VMAXs, which are worth 3. The first player that takes all 6 prize cards wins the game, meaning you could win a game by knocking out just 2 of your opponent's VMAX Pokemon. To recap, here are some important things to remember. You must draw a card at the start of every turn. If you cannot draw a card, then you will lose the game, and this is known as decking out. You could also lose the game if your opponent knocks out your active Pokemon and you don't have another Pokemon on the bench. Even if you had one in your hand, if it isn't on the board, then it isn't considered in play. The player who goes first cannot use any supporter cards or make an attack on their first turn, but they can use item cards, abilities, and stadium cards. Most Pokemon are weak to one other type, so watch out for weaknesses because they can cause double damage. There is a video on weaknesses if you want more information. Again, check the links in the description below. I know it's a lot to take in, but if you want to check out my older video, I go through the information a little bit slower. But once you do start playing, it does get so much easier, and there's a really great free online app. It's a great way to learn how to play the game. In part 2, I'm going to be talking about evolving your Pokemon and a few general game mechanics. Nice one, thank you so much. See you in part 2.